Granite holds a heavy chill. The world is gray and perfectly still. It masks the heat I've kept suppressed. Deep inside this hollow chest, the obsidian jagged at the edge. A lonely life upon the ledge. Beneath the crust I start to trace a burning pulse I can't erase. I didn't spark, I didn't flare, but I felt the tremor in the air. Like I forgot the way to be. When the earth begins to shake for me, I nearly let it flow, but I stifled every glow. Every time the embers rise, I shield my weary, soot-stained eyes. I don't know how to burn without a point of no return. Every spark that finds its way smothers before it stays. The sulfur mist begins to swirl around a cold and hardened world. I watch the clouds of ash descend and wait for everything to end. The sky is bleeding crimson light, a sudden break inside the night. But when the iron gates begin to yield, I stay behind my stone-cold shield. I don't know if I can stand to hold the lightning in my hand, but every crack within the stone is a power I have never shown. Maybe I've been rocked too long to sing a wild and primal song and break, or a heart that learned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze. And wake, I'm a mountain capped in snow, hiding what is bright below again. And the hardest part of me is I'm the cage that keeps me free. I stood upon the bleeding edge, but stepped back from the crumbling ledge. I watched the molten gold turn cold as I reclaim the dark I hold. I can't imagine who I'd become if I had let the fever run. But for a breath the air was warm, and I survived the coming storm. The glacier groans beneath the weight of every word I said too late. It seals the rivers in my veins to dull the edge of ancient pains. The permafrost is thick and white, a perfect shield against the light. Beneath the shelf I start to hear a crackling sound I've learned to fear. I didn't reach, I didn't lean, but I felt the flicker in between, as if the frost forgot to hold when something defied the bitter cold. I nearly grabbed the flame, but I couldn't even speak its name. Every time the embers glow, I seek the comfort of the snow. I don't know how to live with more than I am prepared to give. Every spark that finds its way extinguishes before it stays. The walls are weeping silent tears, the melting salt of wasted years. I watch the crystals start to drip and feel the anchor start to slip. The air is dancing with the heat, a pulse that I can't hope to be. But when the cave begins to sigh, I blow the match and say goodbye. I don't know if I can bear the sudden scent of wood smoke there, but every drop that hits the floor is a longing I can't ignore. Maybe I've been nice too long to learn the lyrics to the song and burn, or a soul that learned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze and turn. I'm a winter with no end, fearing what the fire might send again. And the lonely truth I find is I'm the frost I left behind. I felt the heat against my skin, but I refused to let it in. I watched the golden flicker die underneath a frozen sky. I can't imagine what I'd be if the river ran inside of me. But for a second I was warm, and I almost braved the coming storm. The glacier groans beneath the weight of every word I said too late. It seals the rivers in my veins to dull the edge of ancient pains. The permafrost is thick and white, a perfect shield against the light. Beneath the shelf I start to hear a crackling sound I've learned to fear. I didn't reach, I didn't lean, but I felt the flicker in between, as if the frost forgot to hold when something defied the bitter cold. I nearly grabbed the flame, but I couldn't even speak its name. Every time the embers glow, I seek the comfort of the snow. I don't know how to live with more than I am prepared to give. Every spark that finds its way extinguishes before it stays. Walls are weeping silent tears, the melting salt of wasted years. I watch the crystals start to drip and feel the anchors start to slip. The air is dancing with the heat, a pulse that I can't hope to sudden sense of wood smoke there, but every drop that hits the floor is a longing I can't ignore. Maybe I've been nice too long to learn the lyrics to the song and burn, or a soul that learned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze and turn. I'm a winter with no end, fearing what the fire might send again. And the lonely truth I find is I'm the frost I left behind. I felt the heat against my skin, but I refused to let it in. I watched the golden flicker die underneath the frozen sky. I can't imagine what I'd be if the river ran inside of me. But for a second I was warm, and I almost braved the coming storm. The ocean whispers to the sand, a language I don't understand. It licks the edges of my soul, then leaves a dark and empty hole. The moon is pulling at the deep, a promise that I cannot keep. Between the waves I start to feel something wild and almost real. I didn't run, I didn't hide, but I shook when it got close inside, like I forgot what I should do. When the salt and spray come breaking through, I almost let it stay, but I pushed the tide away. Every time it comes too near, I disappear in fear. I don't know how to feel something close to real. Every spark that finds its way fades before it stays. The shells are scattered on the coast, like memories of a former ghost. I watch them wash into the blue and see myself in what they do. The air is heavy with the sea, like something's trying to drown me. But every time the water rises, I run away from its surprises. I don't know if I can hold something I can't quite control, but every trace it leaves behind is something I can't redefine. Maybe I'm too used to try to let a feeling flood my eye and flow, or a heart that learned to break before it ever had to take it slow. I'm a desert by the sea, fearing what Every time it tried to bloom, I turned it back to salty gloom. I don't know who I'd be if I let the sea change me. But for a moment it was there, and I was almost not scared. The limestone crumbles in the heat, a hollow thrum beneath my feet. It marks a path I try to seal, to hide the things I shouldn't feel. The canyon echoes with a cry underneath the silent, burning sky. Deep in the dark I start to trace the ghost of some forgotten grace. I didn't flinch, I didn't stir, but the edges of my vision blur, as if my hands forgot the way to hold the light of a common day. I nearly held the spark, but I retreated to the dark. Each time the fire gets too bright, I trade the sun for endless night. I've lost the will to try to live beneath the vivid sky. The embers flicker for a while, then vanish in a lonely pile. The riverbed is bone and stone, a desert I have made my own. I watch the clouds begin to crawl and wait for them to break and fall. The wind is heavy with the rain, a healing sort of sudden pain. But when the surface starts to leak, I muffle every word I speak. I don't know if I can stand to feel the water on my hand, yet every drop that hits the dust is shaking my old sense of trust. Maybe I've been trying too long to listen to a rising song and wake, or a mind that burned to fight before it ever saw the light. And break, I'm a mountain turned to glass, watching every season pass again. And the bitter truth I find is on the cage I left behind. I nearly let it stay, but I drove the hope away. Every time a garden grew, I killed the only life I knew. I don't know what I'd see if I let the rain wash me, but for a second it was there, and I was almost not scared. The iron rusts against the salt, a heavy lock, a silent fault. It keeps the ghost within the stair, away from all the morning air. The granite walls are thick and cold, a secret that is never told. Beneath the dust I start to feel the sun began to touch the shore. I nearly opened wide, but I kept the shadows locked inside. Every time the horizon clears, I drown inside my ancient fears. I don't know how to shine in a world as bright as thine. Every spark that finds its way vanishes before it stays. The seagulls cry across the bay, 1,000 miles and years away. I watch the fog begin to lift and fear the sudden golden gift. The sky is painted rose and gold, a story waiting to unfold. But when the glass begins to glow, I hide back in the dark. I know I don't know if I can bear the weight of all the beauty there, but every ripple in the haze is a ghost of all my better days. Maybe I've been dark too long to learn the rhythm of the dawn and rise, or a heart that learned to fail before it ever set a sail to prize. I'm a tower made of stone, standing in the wind alone again, and the bitter truth I see is I'm the fog that's blinding me. Touch the door, but I sink back to the dusty floor. I watch the golden promise fade back into the heavy shade. I can't imagine what I'd find if I left the lonely tower behind. But for a breath the sky was clear, and I was almost standing here. Velvet lining in a wooden shell, a secret that I've kept so well. The ballerina stands so cold and stiff, waiting on the edge of a what if. The gears are rusted, the oil is dry, underneath the painted plastic sky. Beneath the surface I start to feel a rhythm that is far too real. I didn't dance, I didn't spin, but I felt the tension deep within, as if the metal forgot the rust when the key began to shake the dust. I nearly let the music play, but I threw the golden key away. Every time the lid begins to rise, I hide the song behind my eyes. I don't know how to move to a melody I can't approve. Every spark that finds its way snaps before it stays. The porcelain skin is cracked and thin, hiding all the symphonies within. I watch the sunlight hit the brass and fear the moments as they pass. The sky is open, a concert hall, beyond the safety of this wall. But when the first note tries to spring, I choke the wire and the string. me. I felt the tension snap inside the spring. I'd rather break than let the metal sing. I stripped the gears and ground them into dust until the melody was choked by rust. No more ghosts, no more hollow chimes, just the rhythm of my own designs. I'm the dancer who refused the light and danced into the static of the night. The needles frost in shades of blue, a frozen coat I've grown into. It mutes the world, it stills the air, a quiet peace I've learned to share. The timber groans beneath the white, a heavy shield against the light. Beneath the bark I start to feel a sap that's warm and far too real. I didn't lean, I didn't bend, but I felt the winter start to end, as if the mountain lost its height when the valley caught a sudden light. I nearly reached the flame, but I couldn't even call its name. Every time the embers glow, I hide back in the falling snow. I don't know how to burn without a point of no return. Every spark that finds its way, ashes before it stays. Cedar branches catch the heat, a rhythm that I can't quite need. I watch the smoke begin to climb and fear the wasting of the time. The sky is bleeding orange gold, a story waiting to be told. But when the shadows start to thaw, I pull back from the things I saw. The touch of summer on my hand, but every crackle in the wood is a longing that I understood. Maybe I've been cold too long to carry such a burning song and rise, or a heart that learned to freeze before it felt the forest breeze. Surprise, I'm a summit captain, ice, paying such a lonely price again. And the hardest truth to see is I'm the storm that's haunting me. Die back into the wind. silver thread is spun so tight to keep away the jagged light. It weaves a wall around my breath, a quiet life, a gentle death. The willow branches sweep the ground without a single jarring sound. Beneath the weave I start to feel a stirring pulse that's far too real. I didn't break, I didn't tear, but I felt the rush of sudden air, as if the moth forgot its name when the summer's golden calling came. I nearly split the shell, but I crawled back into myself. Every time the garden calls, I fortify these velvet walls. I don't know how to fly in such a deep and endless sky. Every spark that finds its way withers before it stays. Blooms in wild array, 1,000 miles and years away. I watch the petals drift and spin, and fear the world I'm locked within. The sky is white and brilliant blue. I dream I'm terrified is true, but when the fibers start to fray, I weave the sunlight far away. I don't know if I can bear the weight of all the freedom there, but every shiver in the leaves is a promise that a heart believes. Maybe I've been bound too long to learn the rhythm of a song and rise, or a soul that learned to hide before it ever went outside to prize on the secret never told, fearing what the wings might hold again. And the bitter truth I see is I'm the cage that's keeping me. I felt the morning touch my face, but I retreated to this lonely space. I watched the vibrant horizon fade back into the woven shade. I can't imagine what I'd find if I left this hollow piece behind. Before a heartbeat, I was free, and I almost let the world see me. The silver thread is spun so tight to keep away the jagged light. It weaves a wall around my breath, a quiet life, a gentle death. The willow branches sweep the ground without a single jarring sound. Beneath the weave I start to feel a stirring pulse that's far too real. I didn't break, I didn't tear, but I felt the rush of sudden air, as if the moth forgot its name when the summer's golden calling came. I nearly split the shell, but I crawled back into myself. Every time the garden calls, I fortify these velvet walls. I don't know how to fly in such a deep and endless sky. Every spark that finds its way withers before it stays. drift and spin, and fear the world I'm locked within. The sky is wide and brilliant blue. A dream I'm terrified is true. But when the fibers start to fray, I weave the sunlight far away. I don't know if I can bear the weight of all the freedom there, but every shiver in the leaves is a promise that a heart believes. Maybe I've been bound too long to learn the rhythm of a song and rise, or a soul that learned to hide before it